cool, overcast day in January of 2025. It is my last weekday off until whenever the next holiday is that's on a weekday, or if I request one off. What better way to celebrate it than doing game hunting? For the first time in 2025 and the first time in almost a year. It's the Bargain Game Hunter. Oh wait, this one is still 8, right? If that one's 8, I'll pass on it. I'll get the other. Is that one still 8? If it's 8, I'll pass on it. I'll get the other 3.
This one is 7.
That's still too much. I could do 6 or 5, but that's the most I could do on that.
407?
I'll do 6. That's okay. That's fine. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No, entonces están visita, disculpen. Vamos a llamar a Martín, que me interrumpen mis empleados. No se puede.
Alright, so I didn't film a recap at the last one because they were kind of blasting music. And I don't even know if I can use half the footage from that because they were blasting music. And YouTube seems to be iffy with Spanish music. Sometimes it'll instantly copyright it, sometimes it won't. So I'll have to check. But anyway, I have some stuff. As you saw when I did my Cash America clip, they had a lot of games, and GameStop is doing a promo today. It ends today, where they're paying extra for certain games. So I wanted to snag a bunch of those, as well as some other ones. But let's go over the less good deal first, and that was Value Pawn. In hindsight, I probably should have put more back. I wanted to do a deal mostly because it was my first deal, or my first pawn shop back. So I didn't need to. They had some stuff that I was kind of interested in, but nothing crazy. So yeah, first thing I got was WWE 2K22 on the Xbox One, and it's got like $5 or $6 value. It's nothing crazy. I figured it was worth a grab if I could get it cheap enough. I ended up getting it for I think $5 or $6. They originally were quoting me if the footage survives and I can actually use it. They originally were like asking for like $50 for like 5 or 6 games. I'm like, no, thank you. That is a terrible deal, especially considering most of them were like Xbox 360. So I whittled it down. I talked to them a bit. They eventually came to basically $5 a game. So I stuck with it. It wasn't a great deal, but I mean, most of the games I'm getting to keep, except for that one. The next one, and this one, ironically, I had as a kid, or my sister had as a kid, but I found this version again, and it's kind of uncommon, so I figured I'd snag it. We have the special edition of Viva Pinata on the Xbox 360. I know that game is available on Game Pass as part of the Rare Replay collection, but it's cool to have a physical copy, especially the special edition, which is uncommon. Then, this one is actually not on Game Pass, so I figured I'd pick it up. And that is Viva Pinata Party Animals on the 360. It's a party game collection. Apparently it's based on the old TV show. They actually did attempt to do a Viva Pinata TV show. And I guess it didn't do great because it wasn't around for too long. But they did one at one point in the 2000s. And then last but certainly not least, again, this is a game that I probably didn't need to grab. But it's the last of this series until it was revived earlier this year. And apparently it didn't do well when it was revived. So who knows if it will be revived again. But we have 2K Sports Top Spin 4 on the Xbox 360. It's a realistic tennis sim. So those were all I picked up from Value Pawn. It was about 20 bucks worth of stuff. I have returned after a pretty crazy day, heading back out to the pawns to do some game hunting, and I have to say I am overall very happy with how I did. It was a good time. I did a lot, got a lot of amazing games to add to the collection. Let's go to the first stop I went to, which was Value Pawn, which was not the greatest stop. I only got a couple games, and you know, it was a little bit of a struggle just because they, again, that's part of the reason why I don't go to that Value Pawn that often. I mean, I do, but I don't make deals with them super often because they overvalue their games by quite a bit. The one that baffled me, as you saw in the footage, was Madden, the Collector's Edition, that didn't have Madden. It had a random loose copy of Halo. It did have Head Coach, which I wanted Head Coach and all the extra stuff. I would have paid like $5 for it, but they just would not budge. Like, they kept going down, like they wanted like 10 or like way too much. I'm like, I'm not paying that for, it doesn't even have the game that's supposed to be in it. Like, I don't get it. But anyway, one of the games I did get because it was $5 was Top Spin 4 on the Xbox 360 tennis game. I didn't have it. I actually got another tennis game later. Figured it was worth the snag. This was the last Top Spin game until the new one came out on current gen consoles. I paid $5. It's worth 15 in complete form, and it is complete. So not bad there. And then the last two games, these were both from Value Pawn. I mostly picked them up for nostalgia, especially this first one, because we had this exact version of this game, and I don't have a physical copy of it. Well, technically I do, because I think it's included in, what's it called? Rare Replay. But I didn't have this one, or I wanted to get this one because it was nostalgic, and it actually has some value. We have Viva Pinata, the special edition on the 360. Comes in a special case. The plastic on the sides is a little worn, but I mean, that's not that surprising because this is a very weirdly shaped game. But yeah, I figured it was worth a snag, especially for a low price, which I paid okay. This one I paid $6. It's worth 16 because it's complete. And then this one I was baffled by because they were trying to insist that this game was worth a lot of money. It's not. I only wanted it because it's one of the few Viva Pinata games that's not on Rare Replay because it wasn't made by Rare. The original and Trouble in Paradise are, but this one is not because it's like a mini game collection. But they kept pushing like, oh, $8 or $10 for this. I'm like, I'm not paying that. So I eventually negotiated it down, I think, to $6. So at least I got it for a somewhat decent price. We have Viva Pinata Party Animals on the 360. It's a minigame collection. I paid $6. It's worth 10. There we go. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Click that notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And we will see you next time on another episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.